Hi, my name is Robert Bell, and welcome to Money Mondays, a weekly series talking about money, the important conversations we need to have around money. Why Money Mondays, you may ask? Well, one, it works well with the hashtag Money Mondays. Easy on the tongue, easy to say, easy to type. I initially thought about Finance Fridays, and I was like, what? Nah, that sounds a bit boring. And then also, would I really want to try and grab your attention on a Friday when you're preparing for the weekend? You want to have a party, you want to go out, you want to relax and enjoy yourself. I think that would be a setup for failure, trying to talk about money on a Friday. So here we are, the weekend has passed. This will be your one-stop shop for conversations around money. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to having these conversations with you. Today, we're going to talk about understanding money. Understanding what money is really and what role it plays in our lives. What is money? Money is basically a medium of exchange. We're not getting into too much economical and financial definitions. So money is basically a medium of exchange. So when we talk about exchange, what is being exchanged? What is being exchanged is value between two or more parties. Value is being exchanged. So the first thing to know about money is that there is an exchange of value. Money it represents that value. It gives us a quantitative view of value, because value could be very subjective and very, based on perception. So money gives us a quantity to go by. You go online, you look for an item, and the seller of the item says this is worth $20, right? So he's quantified what the value is. And this is why you may want to purchase something, because you might find it to be a bargain. For you, in your perception, that value that you're getting from that item is worth parting with the $20. So you give your $20 because you want to receive value from the good or the service that you're trying to get to. That's what money is. That's the basic function of money, is to exchange value. So you're giving up currency, or you're giving up currency, that is, so that you can get value from a good or a service. Number two, when it comes to money, it's very important to note that money is either solving a problem or meeting a need, or in some cases both. So either solving a problem, meeting a need, or both. You go to work, you're producing value through your outputs for your employer, and your employer in turn gives you a salary, gives you money. That's the value of your work, right? You're solving a problem for him or her or that organization because you're doing that work. You're a graphic designer, so you're solving the problem that they need to be able to communicate digitally with their clients, with their partners. And so when you've solved that problem for them, you're getting paid. Now, money at the second level also is addressing a need or meeting a need. You buy the latest fashion, clothes or shoes, etc., because you have a need to keep up with the trends, to appear, successful to your friends. That's a need that you're trying to meet. So yes, at some time as an accountant, as a finance professional, we would say, look, you might have some wasteful spending that you need to cut down, that you need to curtail. Yes, while it might be wasteful at the surface level, what's happening below the surface is that you are actually meeting a need. A need you have, either it could be perceived or it could be real, right? Maybe you are a brand, you're a personal brand, and you need to actually keep up with the latest trends. And so you are meeting that need of ensuring that you remain relevant. So note that whenever you release money or fail to release money, because the opposite is also true, you're solving a problem or you're meeting a need. Now let's go to the other side, because that's when you're actually releasing and spending money. Now, when you fail to make necessary purchases or be tight, as we would call it, on your expenditure, unnecessarily that is, you are actually meeting a need or solving a problem. And here the need could be security. So sometimes when you find someone who saves a lot and doesn't spend and will use an item till its last drop, is that they're trying to meet the need of security. Perhaps you may have grown up poor, so you know what it is not to have money, you don't want to end up in debt, you are fearful. So that is the third aspect now, is that behind money and value, needs, problems, there are emotions. So behind all of that, there are also emotions. And that was the essence of my TED Talk, right? The emotions behind our money habits. And habits goes both ways, both spending and saving. Is that there's an emotional aspect to it. When you talk about value, we're talking about the story behind the numbers. And every story has some emotions. Imagine if I was to tell your story and have no emotions. For example, I tell you a story that some robbers went into a bank and they held their guns to the tellers and to all the customers of the bank, and they said, "Stick it up, we're here to rob the bank." I mean, if I was to tell you a story like that, you wouldn't understand it. Now, if I tell you the robber said, "Stick it up, everyone, we're here to rob this bank," the sort of emotion behind it, behind the story, you get a better understanding of what the story is about. So behind all of that, the emotions. And it's important for you to take a good hard look and really evaluate what emotions are behind the value I'm perceiving, the need that I'm trying to meet, the problem I'm trying to solve, because there's an emotional aspect to it. And that's what we want to talk about here on this weekly series on money, right? Money Mondays. That's what we're going to be talking about, some of the aspects. But I also want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments what you would like me to talk about, you'd like us to talk about with regards to money. Because I do recognize that conversations around money can be a bit uncomfortable. They can be a bit uncomfortable, but I'm here to help create a space for you that we can have these conversations. You can send me a direct message or you can put it in the comments. Let me know what you want us to be talking about on the Money Monday series. So let's wrap up what we've learned today about our understanding of money. Money is basically a medium of exchange, right? And what's being exchanged is value. And wherever there's value, there's a problem that's being solved or a need that's being met, or both in some instances. And behind every problem and every need, there are emotions. Understanding the emotions from a personal perspective, or even as a small business owner, is key to helping us get our financial management on track. Next week, we'll be looking at how to take stock of our financial behaviors, our records, keeping track of them. What are some tips and tricks we can do to keep track of expenses and get a better understanding as to the need that we're trying to address, the problem we're trying to solve, and what are the emotions behind it. Thank you so much for joining me this week on Money Mondays. Let's keep the conversation going. #Money Mondays, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.